So, good evening, guys and girls. Good afternoon, good evening. And for those of you who are watching it not live but recorded, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And so, if there is anyone live, can you just confirm whether I'm audible? So, anyone live, I would love to see a confirmation that I'm audible and then you are able to see me clearly. So I don't know how this will work out. I mean, we have changed the timing from morning 9 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. in the afternoon. The reason was that simple, very simple reason that I wanted to invest gradually. So gradually, I wanted to invest more time into revision, and that is so in the morning time I was not getting enough time for revision. So that is the reason I've thought ki it's better that we shift it in the afternoon time. So what happens is gradually we'll be doing it 4:30 to 6:30. So we'll try to do it 2 hours in a day. But not from today itself. Today will take somewhere around 1.1 hour 15 minutes or so. But gradually we'll increase the timing. Gradually we'll try to increase the timing so that what happens is ki, you get habitual about the classes, right? So am I audible? I hope I'm not talking to myself here. So because I'm not getting your messages. Good evening, Aryan. Aryan Kumar Pradhan. Good evening, beta. How are you? Sakshi, good evening. Pushpendra, good evening. Ankit, welcome to the class. Can any of one of you confirm that Manisha, good evening. How are you doing? Whether I'm audible? So I think plenty of people missed this class because I can see very less people online. Shri Charan, welcome to the class. He says I'm audible. So, okay, now that's great, great, great. Amazing. Okay, so I think people will join gradually. Audible, hai? Very good. Thank you, Manisha. Hello, Ketan. How are you doing? Good evening, Ketan. So, I hope all of you guys are studying properly and so it will work out. This just also let me know whether this change of timing is working for you guys or not, because I can see there were around 40 people joining us in the morning, and we are at not yet we have not yet touched 15 also, so that is a big difference. So also let me know that whether this change of timing is working for you guys or not. Yeah. Okay. So let's go. I'll not wait any further. I'll start my batch for today. People will be joining gradually. Yeah. So दोस्तों नमस्ते नमस्कार एंड आपका स्वागत है सीए आदर्श जोशी मेरा नाम है मैंने अपना हिंदी में इंट्रोडक्शन दिया है एवे जस्ट फॉर द चेंज मतलब फॉर द सेक ऑफ चेंज बिकॉज एनीवेज यू माइट हैव I think by now you remember all this stuff. So I am a chartered accountant by profession and a professor by passion. I have done my BCom from Brian Marshall College of Commerce. It is one of the most renowned and recognized college here in Pune, and I have wonderful grip on law, and that is the reason I have been given an opportunity to teach you law and BCR in CA Foundation. I am also taking classes for law in for CA intermediate students, and also I take classes for CA final. And in that same line, I have uploaded 135 plus videos online. I have garnered more than 1,35,000 plus views, and students have watched more than 5,50,000 plus minutes of my videos. This data is a bit old, and what I am giving you is the newest one, latest one. Okay, so Manisha is like he said, this is the time when we are habitual. We are at our best, 100% accurate, efficiency. So that is best. That is best. Riya, welcome to the class. So guys, this what you are seeing behind me is Unacademy platform, Unacademy website, wherein you can see there are plenty of faculties, amazing lectures that are being uploaded daily, regularly. Which there's an app also that you can see. You can just simply go to your maybe Play Store or something like this. Simply go to your Play Store. What I will suggest is simply go to your Play Store, and once you are there in your Play Store, just search for Unacademy app. And what will happen is ultimately you'll get the app that I've just shown you, and this app is a fabulous app wherein you'll get a lot of classes. Like I have myself uploaded 100 plus videos on this app. Along with my other faculties, we have uploaded more than 400 videos on the app for students appearing in December 20. We have also uploaded many videos on YouTube. I will come to that later on in this video itself. I would like to highlight some specific things here. See, there's an option in this app wherein you can choose to buy a plus. Now, what is plus? plus. So you'll get structured courses in English and Hindi. So depending upon which language you are comfortable with, you can choose a particular educator, or you can choose the particular classes based on your language preferences. You can also, you can have a particular preference for any particular faculty. So you'll get to see all the videos of that particular faculty if you are a plus member. Because many a times what we do is, say for example, if we're talking about myself, I've uploaded Companies Act and LLP exclusively for plus students. So anyone who has not yet bought plus will not be able to study those particular two topics from me. Okay, so this applies for all the teachers. So in plus, what happens is all the faculties, those who have uploaded any content in plus course, those courses will also be accessible to you guys. And now it is not at all expensive. Let me tell you this: it is not at all expensive. You have very flexible options ranging from 1 month to 24 months, and based upon your need and preference, you can choose any one of this code, any one of this. Options. And now what you have to do is, in this referral code, just write one thing. In this referral code you have to write one thing. I'll just show you. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'll just show you. Yeah, so once you go there, in the referral code, you have to type in CA Adarsh as your referral code. Once you go to just and try to get a subscription, I have selected 24-month here as an example. Just type in CA Adarsh. It's that simple, and instantly you get 10% off. See, all the figures just came down 10% by 10%. So it is a very fabulous thing. It will be written there that okay, awesome, you got 10% off. So just put in your mobile number, log in, and you are good to go. Just make the payment and you are good to go. In fact, you can utilize your credits. You can utilize your credits here. You can also take benefit of no cost EMI, wherein interest and processing charges will be taken care of by the Unacademy. I am not sure till when this prices will remain the same, because it is literally you are paying peanuts, because people are out there are charging around 1 lakh rupees for 12 classes. We are giving you classes for more than 100 faculties, classes of more than 100 faculty, and we are just charging 18,900, that too on EMI. It is lower than 6-7 standard fees that you have paid. So I'm not sure till how many days it will remain the same. Also, we have uploaded, rather, we have, all of us have uploaded hundreds and hundreds of videos online to help out students in need. And those of you who are preparing for December 20, I would recommend you to go to the playlist section and check out all the playlists, because many of the videos can be very useful for you guys. Okay. Now, so people are saying my voice is lagging. Ankit is saying that there is a problem with my mic. Okay, I'll just take a look at my voice. Is it not yet clear? Yeah. So, can someone just confirm whether am I audible, guys and girls? Now it's clear. So Manisha is saying, sir, now it's clear. Aryan saying now it's clear. Pushpendra, I think. Okay, okay. No problem. I'll make sure that I take adequate pauses so that the problem does not persist. Okay, very good. Fabulous. So now I would like to bring your attention to some changes that we are again going to make in this classes. See, now the timings will not change. Our timing will remain same, 2 p.m. and 4:30 p.m. But the platform is going to change from 7th, no, from 6th. So tomorrow everything will remain same. 2 p.m. we will be doing RTP batch, MTP batch, and 4:30 p.m. we'll be doing revision batch. Now day after tomorrow, that is on 6th of November, I am about to change something. What am I about to change? On 6th of November 2020, that is on Friday, 4:30 p.m. our revision batch will happen like our everyday it is happening the same way, but the platform will be changed to app. Are you able to hear me clearly now? Yeah. So the platform will be changed to from YouTube to app. Now, sir, does it mean we have to make payment to attend your revision classes? No, not at all. You don't have to pay even a single penny. Yeah, you don't have to pay money for that. It is a free class, but instead of taking the class on YouTube, I'll be taking the class on app. See, what I want you to just visit the app once. It is so damn easy for me to take the classes, and it will be so easy for you to take classes there. that you will never want, you will wish that you don't, we don't go back to YouTube. So you'll feel like, no sir, keep on taking classes on app itself. So that is the reason I'm switching to app now. Okay. So from 6th, we'll be switching. Okay. So, yeah, where were we last when we, where did we left? I think we have done unit 1 entirely, right? We have done unit 1, and we have also done this, right? We have done legal rules regarding consideration. Chinaya versus Ramaya, someone just said yesterday itself, executed consideration may past, present, or future not be adequate. Depending upon the performance, one is legally bound to perform, consider real and not illusionary. Yes, I think we were about to start from suit by a third party to a contract. Yes, first part was done. I think second part was done as well. Yeah. So we were supposed to continue from suit by a third party, like 2.3. Correct? Yeah. Shall we begin? Are you all guys ready? Is there any voice problem? Hello, guys and girls. Are you able to see me clearly? Yes, okay, fabulous. Okay, so guys and girls, welcome to this amazing, fabulous classes, and we are about to start suit by third party to a contract. So we know something called privity of contract. We know that a party who is not a person who is not a party to a contract cannot sue upon it. But let us consider some more examples with respect to that. So the consideration for an agreement may proceed from a third party, and the third party cannot sue on a contract because he is a stranger to a contract. Only a person who is a party to a contract can sue upon it. Thus, the concept of stranger to a consideration is valid and is different from stranger to a contract. We have also taken some example for the same. I'll just check whether you remember the example or not. So, Mr. A and Mr. B agreed to buy and sell some particular thing. So, they were about to enter into a agreement. Now, what has happened is, suppose A was going to buy a car from B, means B was about to sell his car to A. So what happened is B gave away his car to A. But instead of making payment, A requested B that, okay, I'm not having that much money. Instead of me, Mr. C will make you payment. Instead of me, Mr. C will make you the payment for the car. So Mr. A received the car and Mr. B will receive payment from Mr. C. So here I would like to highlight, I would like to rather know from you, who is a stranger to contract? Okay. And second point that I want to know is, who is stranger to consideration? Okay, just to make sure that you have understood the concept properly. So first thing first, who is a stranger to a contract? So people have already answered that Mr. C is a stranger to a contract. So, and who is the stranger to consideration? Who will be called as stranger to consideration? Who will be called as stranger to consideration? What? B. Beta, okay, I think you might not have understood the question. Mr. B is selling his car to Mr. A. So Mr. B gave his car to A, and instead of A making payment to B, A requested that instead of me, Mr. C will make the payment. So you have correctly stated that Mr. C is a stranger to a contract. My second question is, who is stranger to consideration? Yes, finally someone with who is not sleeping. Mr. A is a stranger to a consideration. Why? Because he has not given consideration. Are you getting this? Yeah. So now my next question. Can Mr. C sue upon this contract? Can Mr. C sue upon this contract? Yes or no? Finally. Guys and girls, please be proactive. And as you can see that you are answering, but I'm not getting the answers right away. Reason is there is always a lag in YouTube, and that is the reason from 6th of November, instead at the same time 4:30 p.m., instead of taking a batch on YouTube, I am shifting this batch to app, at least for a couple of days. So we'll try the platform, and then whichever you like, we'll continue there. But again, I'll let me tell you this: it will be completely free class. I will not be asking you for any payment to watch those classes. You just need to download a free app and just watch. Instead of YouTube, use that app for the videos. That's all. Yes. So either answer is that no, Mr. C cannot sue because of the privity of doctrine of privity of contract. And can Mr. A sue upon this contract? Yes, he can. Even if he is a stranger to consideration, he can still sue upon this contract because he is a party to the contract. So with this information in mind, let us move ahead. P, who is indebted to Q, sell his property to R, and R promises to pay off the debt amount to Q. So what has happened is P was indebted to Q. P was indebted to Q. So P was supposed to make some payment to Q, but he has not yet made the payment. And he sells his property to R. So what P does, he sells his property to R. Okay. R promises to pay off the debt amount to Q. In return, R says that you have given me your property. You have given me your property. In return, as a consideration, I will relieve you of your burden and I will make payment to Mr. Q. So now, in simple words, I will take your property and I will pay off your debts and liabilities. Simple as that. Now, what happens is, if R fails to pay, now suppose if R fails to pay, then in such situation, Q has no right to sue as R is a stranger to contract. Now suppose it happens that R does not make the payment. Still, Mr. Q cannot lodge a complaint upon R. He can only lodge a complaint upon P because the main contract was between P and Q themselves. And it is immaterial that R has promised to make payment to Q. Why? Because of the concept of stranger to the contract. So what is the difference between stranger to a contract and stranger to a consideration? Sir, it is very simple. A difference between stranger to a consideration and stranger to a contract is that the stranger to a consideration is a party of the contract, but consideration has been given by third party. So means even if you are a stranger to a consideration, you are still a party to the contract. Whereas stranger to a consideration is not at all a party to the contract. It may even happen that he is receiving the consideration or he is paying the consideration, but again let me reiterate that a stranger to a contract is not a party to the contract, and hence due to the doctrine of privity of contract, neither he can sue upon any party, neither any party can sue upon him. But of course there are certain exceptions to the rule. So this is known as doctrine of privity of contract, that even a stranger to a contract, there are certain exceptions as we'll discuss. These are very important exceptions because in many RTP and MTP we have seen the same questions. So let us understand this part clearly. So in case of a trust, the beneficiary can enforce his right under the trust, though he is not a party to a contract between the settlor and trustee. I think in RTP I have given this example. A was a very wealthy man, and before dying what he did is he transferred his entire asset in a trust, and he made Mr. B as its trustee, and he instructed Mr. B that once Mr. A's son, who is Mr. C, comes of the age, means he is 18 or more, transfer whatever property is there in the trust to Mr. C. So now the contract is between A and B, and Mr. C is a stranger to a contract. But this is a exception to the doctrine of privity of contract. Ideally speaking, Mr. C has no right to sue upon Mr. B for the trust, for the assets of the trust. But in this exceptional case, even Mr. C, who is a stranger to a contract, will get a right to sue Mr. B for his property. Why? Because it is an exception to the rule. Do you remember this, guys and girls? How many of you remember this? Please write yes. C can sue upon B. Is that correct? You remember this, right? We have taken this plenty of times. We have done this many times. So now I expect you not to make any mistakes here. Then second case, in case of family settlement, if the terms of the settlement are reduced into writing, the members of the family who originally had not been parties to the settlement may enforce the agreement. Because in case of a family settlement, what happens? You are a part of a contract by birth. So it may happen, it may even happen, even in like just like HUF, that you are not a partner, you are not a co-partner, but the moment you born, like the moment someone takes birth, he is by default included in the HUF. Why? Because HUF, the relationship is by birth. It is not by agreement, not by contract. It is a relationship, a status formed by birth. In the same sense, in family settlements also, even if you were not a party to the contract when the contract was made, but later on you are a part of family. Somehow you became the part of the family, then by default you will become a part of this agreement as such, even if you are a stranger to a contract. So it may even happen that A and B had some family settlement. Later on, B adopted Mr. C as his son. Then C will also get a right in this family settlement because earlier he was not a part of the family, but after once Mr. B has adopted Mr. C has also received a right to ask for money in the family settlement. Yeah. Okay. So then let's see, in case of certain marriage contracts and arrangement also, even if you are like a provision may be made for the benefit of certain person and he may file the suit though he is not a party to the agreement. It can happen in case of assignment of a contract as well. So now what do you mean by assignment of a contract? Sir, when the benefit under a contract has been assigned, the assignee can enforce the contract. Say for example, A has given loan to Mr. B and the loan was of 1 lakh rupees at the rate of 10% per annum. Now, as per the arrangements done by A between A and B, it was clearly mentioned that whatever amount this Mr. B is supposed to repay, he will repay it to Mr. C, who is a son of Mr. A. So they have, at the time of entering into contract itself, Mr. A and B have decided that okay, I will give you loan of 1 lakh rupees at the rate of 10% per annum. But instead of repaying the loan to me, you have to repay it to Mr. C, who is my son. So this is known as assignment of contract. I have assigned the benefit of the contract. Please remember, guys, no one can assign the liabilities of the contract. You cannot assign the liability, you can only assign the benefit part of a contract. In this case, Mr. C has a right to sue Mr. B for EMIs or whatever repayment of loan. Are you getting it, guys and girls? I hope you remember entire points. Yes, Rohit, I'll upload it today itself. I forgot. What happens? I usually forget to upload the notes, and I would recommend you to follow the ICI module itself because at this point of time, I would recommend you to go for ICI material. It is anyway same because every faculty is using the same thing. But even if you want, I'll upload it on the our Just CA channel, and the link to the channel is in the description of the videos. So yeah. Then acknowledgement or estoppel. Now it is very important concept. It has been asked multiple times in exam, so please be focused here. Now, where a promisor by his conduct acknowledges himself as an agent of the third party. So if I am acknowledging myself as an agent of the third party, now it would result into a binding obligation towards the third party. For example, let us take an example. If Mr. L gives money to M to be given to N, and M informs N that he is holding the money for him, but afterwards M refuses to pay the money to N, N will be entitled to recover the same from the former Mr. M. So what has happened in this case is, let me just, yeah. So L gave money to M and said ki please pay this money to pay to N. In fact, M made a call to N. He said, okay, Mr. N, hi, I am Mr. M and Mr. L has paid me some amount which I have to give it to you. So I am holding it for you. Tomorrow when we meet, I will give it to you. N says, okay. Now what happens? Next day when Mr. M meets Mr. N, Mr. M refuses to make the payment and says, okay, that money is mine. L gave it to me. Who are you in between? You are a there is a doctrine of privity of contract. There you are not a party to the contract, and hence you cannot ask for money. But as it is an exception in the doctrine of privity of contract, Mr. N can sue Mr. M for that money because he has been holding that money for Mr. N. Is that clear? So you have acknowledged yourself as my agent. You have acknowledged yourself. You have by estoppel, by withholding, you have said that you are my agent, and hence you will be treated such. So you cannot refuse to pay on later on. Then in case of covenant running with land, so can someone explain it to me that what do you mean by covenant running with the land? It is one of the most fabulous concepts in your CA foundation law, and I have taught this concept very well in class. I have revised it plenty of times in our various revision classes. I have also I have re-explained it a lot of time at the time of RTP and MTP, and now today I expect you to explain me what do you mean by covenant running with the land. Anyone? Can someone have give me a brief idea as to what is covenant running with the land? And if you can give an example, that would be fabulous. So duties, Aryan says that it is duties with the land. Some rules, yeah, Shraddha, yes. So some duties. So let me tell you, let me give you an example. It is a very amazing example to understand and remember covenant. Very good. It is a condition that is attached to the land. Perfect, fabulous. सर इट इज लाइक कि कोई प्रॉपर्टी है तो उस लैंड के साथ अगर कोई कंडीशन भी है, साक्षी दिस इज perfectly the correct answer. So it is a condition, it is a duty which is affecting it. So let us take an example of Mr. X. Now this, imagine this is a amazing farm which belongs to Mr. X, farm of Mr. X, farm X. Okay. Now here this side there are plenty of other farms which belong to some other people, and here are also some farms which belong to some other people. Now here is the highway, this is the highway, and our land is just adjoining the highway. And now behind this there's a huge river. Behind this is a huge river or canal or whatever you want to say. Now what has happened is Mr. X died. What happened? Mr. X died. So what now? Mr. X had two sons. Mr. X had two sons, Mr. A and Mr. B. So then what they did? They divided the land like this. This land belonged to Mr. A, whereas this land belonged to Mr. B. There is one slight problem in this question. Very good. Very good, Johnson. That is correct. Very good, Surjit. Perfect. You guys are giving fabulous answers. By the way, let me tell you this. So now there is a problem that Mr. A cannot access his part of the land without going through someone else's land. Because here there is someone else's land, this is also Mr. B's land, this is also someone else's land. So what is, at the time of this partition itself, Mr. A and Mr. B agreed to something. Agreed to what? They agreed to that this part of the land, will always and always be used for making only roads and nothing else. Are you getting this point? So this part of the land, this will always be a road. There will always be a road here, and it cannot be used for any other purpose. So now even if Mr. B owns this part of the land, he cannot use it for any other purpose other than building a road. And road so that Mr. A can get access to his farm. So this law, this duty is known as covenant. What is it known as? Covenant running with the land. So now why do we say, sir, it is running with the land? It is land doesn't run away. Why is it said that it is running with the land, sir? What is the logic for that? Why is it said that it is running with the land? Now suppose Mr. B sells this property to Mr. C. So even Mr. C cannot utilize this part of the land for anything other than making road. Now Mr. C sells it to D. E, F, G, no matter how many people change, how many owners change, this part of the land can never be used for any other purpose other than the road. Now what happened is, from Mr. F was a very adamant person. He was very rude and adamant. So what he did, he started constructing a farmhouse. He started constructing a farmhouse, part of which came between the this land. So he was trying to make a house like this. So here he was trying to make a house like this, and he was also utilizing this road wala part. Now my question to you, very simple question. Okay, he is building a house on his own land. Can Mr. A, who has no knowledge who Mr. F is, can Mr. A stop Mr. F from building a house here? Yes or no? Yeah. Can Mr. A stop Mr. F? Yes, कर सकता है. Reason being, there was a covenant running with the land, and it was a valid consideration. And yes, Mr. F will be restrained from making a house here. Yes, let us go ahead. You guys are awesome. Next. So contracts entered to an agent. So if you have an agent, a validly appointed agent, and he is doing contract on in your name, then he can also, if it is within his scope of authority, he can enforce a contract from the third party as well. Now I have also taken some extra concepts in land. It is known as easement running with the land, and one more concept, covenant in gross. To know these two concepts, you will have to see my lecture in detail, but I will give you a brief here. So for example, a that permits one landowner to walk across a particular portion of the property of the adjoining landowner. Now whatever is covenant running with the land for one party is the easement running with the land for another. Are you getting it? For Mr. A here, in our example, for Mr. A, it was easement. It was an easement. Yes. Now there is a covenant in gross as well. Now what do you mean by covenant in gross? Covenant is gross is not like covenant running with the land. Covenant running with the land are attached to the property, whereas covenant in gross are attached to the people. Say for example, there is a duty which is attached with Mr. B, that Mr. B can only utilize his farm for growing cotton. He cannot grow some anything else. Suppose there is a court order for that. So it is covenant in gross. Now, if Mr. B sells his property to Mr. C has a right to grow whatever he wants. And even if Mr. B buys some new property, he can only grow cotton there because there is a covenant in gross attached to Mr. B. So when it is attached to the owner, it is covenant in gross. When it is attached to the property, it is covenant in running with the land. And when it gives benefit, it is easement running with the land. Yes, Sakshi, we are going to do all the acts. Yes. And part of it will obviously be going on plus as well. So that depends. Now, validity of an agreement without consideration. The general rule is that agreement made without consideration is void. Basic rule is an agreement without no consideration, no contract. Yeah. So in every valid contract, consideration is very important, and you can say that if there is no consideration, there will be no contract. Lekin there are certain exceptions. What are the exceptions to the rule? First thing, any contract made out of natural love and affection. Say for example, a contract which is made out of natural love and affection between the parties, and parties are standing in the near relationship with each other, and it is in writing, and it is also registered under the law. A written and registered agreement which is based on natural love and affection between the parties who are standing in the near relationship, for example, husband, wife, father, son, mother, daughter, all this, and which is legally enforceable, can be enforced even without consideration. Say for example, a husband promises his wife to buy a gold chain. What they did is they wrote down the contract, they got it registered with the court of law. This means this is a contract done. Even if wife says I will not pay anything in return, even if it is a contract without a consideration, it is still valid because it is done out of natural love and affection. So you'll have to make sure that it is registered for that. In RTP, there are some questions given contradicting this particular slide, but I cannot do anything because you have to ultimately follow ICI material. So a husband by a registered agreement promised to pay his earnings to his wife, held the agreement though without consideration was valid. So now compensation for past voluntary services. If you have a promise to compensate wholly or in part a person who has already voluntarily done something for you, okay, or already, and for the promisor is enforceable. In order that a promise to pay for the past voluntary service be binding, the following essentials needs to be there. What? That the service should have been rendered voluntarily, the service must have been rendered for the promiser, and the promiser must be in existence at the time of the service where it was rendered, and the promiser must have intended to compensate the promisee. For example, you were walking down the road when you found one wallet. You found a wallet. So what you did, actually you had nothing, you could have just ignored the wallet, but what you did is you found the wallet, you searched actively for the owner, and you actually found the owner of the wallet, say Mr. X. Mr. X was the owner of the wallet. You called him somehow and you found him and you gave his wallet to him. Now Mr. X was so happy, he promised to give you 10,000 rupees for this. Now this is a even if there is no consideration in return for this 10,000, this is a valid contract, and it will be bounding. Why? Because Mr. X has promised to make the payment. Yeah, you cannot force. See, if you are Mr. Y, you cannot file a complaint upon X for no taking a reward. But if Mr. X has promised you the reward, then in that case you can file a complaint against Mr. X. You can claim your expenses. So for example, whatever you have called him, so or you went to his house, so whatever expense you have incurred, you can very well recover those expense, but you cannot ask for a reward. Okay, if Mr. X says that I will not pay any reward, you cannot force him to make pay reward. Okay, so you cannot force, even if you are a finder of lost good, there is no law in the world which will allow you to force the particular person to make payment. But the problem is, if he is not paying you the cost that you have incurred in finding him, then you can retain those goods. You can retain the goods till the time the cost is paid to you, and then you will give away the goods to him. Now, if he suppose he is ready to pay the cost, but he is not declaring or he is not saying that I will give you a reward, you cannot force him to give reward you for that. But now suppose he promises something out of happiness. He says, okay, I will give you 10,000 rupees just for this because you found my wallet. Now, as he has promised you, now you can file a complaint if he doesn't fulfill his promise. Okay, so this part is already given in our books. Yes, correct. Now, promise to pay time barred debts. Where a promise in writing signed by the person making it or by his authorized agent is made to pay a bad debt or a debt which is time barred as per the Statute of Limitation Act in India, it is valid without consideration. Say for example, I think there's an example given. A is indebted to C for 60,000, but the debt is barred by the Limitation Act. So now Mr. A is not bound to make payment to Mr. C, and Mr. C cannot recover the amount from Mr. A. Why? Because it is time barred. 3 years have happened and now you have not filed a complaint for recovering that amount. So now you cannot recover the amount. It is gone. Forget it. You will never get it back. But one fine day what happens? A got very happy and he said, okay, even if that debt is time barred, I still agree to make payment to you. Even if that debt is time barred, I am writing and saying, okay, I will make the payment to you. Don't worry. Now in this case, even if there is no consideration for that, still the contract will be valid. Why? Because there was a consideration earlier. So past consideration is valid. So time barred debt, if promised again, becomes valid against. Then agency. So no consideration is required for agency. Your father will ask you one fine day, hello, son or daughter, please go to bank. Act like you are my agent. or please go to this particular shop, act like my agent, inquire about the product, buy this product for me. All these things you will have to do for free of cost. You cannot ask your parent. For example, suppose one day you become a chartered accountant and you started filing ITR for all the clients, and one fine day your father comes into your room and says, okay beta or beti, what are you doing? And you are like, nothing papa, just making ITR return for my clients. Oh wow, how much do you charge them? So you said somewhere around 1000 to 2000 I charge for salary return, 5-10,000 for business return, and if it is an audit case I charge somewhere around 25-30,000 for that. So your father was very excited. Oh wow, that's fabulous. Even I have to do my ITR, so please do it for me. So you are like, okay, so yeah, do it for me. I'll provide you the details. Can you ask your father for money? What will be his reaction if you ask, okay, Papa, give me money for that? I will not do it for free. So can you just imagine what will be his reaction? So for each one of you, it can be different, but more or less it will be on the same ground. So you'll be kicked out of the house, is what I think will happen with you. So you'll be kicked out of the house and you'll never be allowed to enter your house again because है ना? है क्या किसी के पापा ऐसे है जो पे कर देंगे? नहीं बेटा, take money from me also. Consider me as your client only. Yes, yes, the same sentences. मैंने तुम्हें पढ़ाया लिखाया हट्टा कट्टा जवान बनाया खिला पिला के. I have spent in your education, I have spent in your food, I have spent for your clothes, I have spent for your mobile, I have spent for your everything, studies, everything I have been paying. I never asked anything in return. And the first time in my life I am asking you to do something for me and you are asking me for money. Get lost. This is what is going to happen with you. So he'll say that there is no point on in having a CA son or daughter. Yeah. So agency, no consideration is required. Now completed gift. So if you are trying to gift someone, then again there is no consideration required. So nothing in this section shall affect the validity as between the donor and donee of any gift actually made. So if you are gifting someone something, then no consideration is required. Say for example, you cannot go into someone's birthday party and say, hi, I brought a present for you and where is the snacks? If I don't get the snacks, I will take away the present. Okay, please give me big party. If I don't get party, I will take my present back and I will go home. I will present it to myself. You cannot say that because gifts and presents doesn't require any consideration. Then in case of a bailment as well, so many a time what happens, bailment can also be done without, it is known as gratuitous bailment. Can you give me one example of gratuitous bailment? I've given plenty of examples in our normal class. Right, you guys got very emotional. Okay, so gratuitous bailment works like this. Suppose you are Mr. A and you have 5 kg gold lying in your house. You have 5 kg gold lying in your house and suddenly you get a call that some distant relative passed away. So you have to urgently go to some other city. Say for example, you are in Pune, you have to go to Mumbai. Now what, you cannot carry this 5 kg gold with you. You cannot leave it at home as well. You don't have a locker in the bank. So what will you do? So you had just one option. What? To call a friend. A friend in need is friend indeed. So your best friend's name is Mr. B. So you call him and you say, okay, I have some stuff at home. I have some 5 kg of gold which I want to keep it with you for safekeeping for a couple of days. I'll be back in 2 to 3 days. So please safeguard my gold for 3 days. Now this is a gratuitous bailment because Mr. B is not going to charge anything for keeping your gold. He'll do it for as a friend. So this is known as gratuitous bailment. And once you are back in the town, you will go to your friend's house and you'll take back your gold and you'll come home. So this is a gratuitous bailment. Yeah. This is one of the example. There can be many examples. Suppose your friend comes and asks you, "Bhai, sunna, teri bike de de. Please give me your bike. I want to, make an impression in front of my girlfriend. I want to take her for the long ride. My bike is khatara. It doesn't work. Please give me your bike. Now your bike is a super bike. So I want to make an impression. Yaar, please. You are my best friend now. Why don't you just do it for me already? Okay, give me the keys. I'll fill up 200 rupees more petrol for just for you. You are my best friend now. Please do it. Okay. So now this is also gratuitous fulfillment because you'll have to give the bike now. Yeah. Then charity. Just like in the case of gift, charity also doesn't require any consideration. You can do as much charity as you want. And okay, with this, we have successfully completed our unit 2 as well. So, did you like the class today's? Did you like today's class? Yeah. Was it not very short and sweet class today? Yeah. Okay. So, I have to talk to you about something special today. See. So what is happening is, I think, yeah, what is happening is actually today also I have some very important things to take care of today. So that is the reason I'm not stretching it till 6:30. But please be assured I will be taking classes till 6:30 because we have to finish it off soon. Because from 8th of December, there's your exams are going to start. So you possibly we have to finish it off in this month. That too in within like next 15 days. I am planning to finish it off within next 15 days max, and it will not take more than that. I think it will be done before that itself, because only chapter 1 takes time. Chapter 2 onwards it doesn't take much time. Okay, because it is the most important chapter. Now what I will do is, for today I can sum up the class for here today itself. I am about to start an MCQ class. So for that I wanted to know what would be your preferable time for MCQ solving. Okay, see, I am free from 12 to 6. So at any time between 12 to 6, see, you have to keep in mind that 2 p.m. is the time reserved for RTP batch. 2 to 3, 1 hour is reserved for RTP. So I'll write it like that. 2 to 3 p.m. is for RTP. 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 you can, or 6:15, it is reserved for English revision batch. It is reserved for English revision batch. But I also want to take an MCQ batch just for the sake of checking whether you know the entire concept or not. Because anyways, we are doing this practice here in RTP. We are doing practice in solving RTPs. I want to check the concepts as well. So that is the reason I'm thinking of starting an MCQ batch as well. And this will happen exclusively on app. This will be free batch and it will happen in app itself. So please let me know what time will be suitable for you, because we are left with 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. But I think it is better that we don't take any class in between. So I think according to me we can do MCQ batch at 12 p.m. every day. So is it fine if we take MCQ batch at 12 p.m. every day? The batch will be not more than 30 minutes. Let me tell you this, the batch will be just for 30 minutes, because in 30 minutes or maybe 40 minutes we can do a lot of MCQs, and we I have hundreds and hundreds of MCQs lying idle with me. So is 12 p.m. Possible for you guys? 7 will not be possible because other faculties are taking classes. Yeah. So let us do one thing. Maybe tomorrow itself I will schedule a batch for 12 p.m. 12 p.m. every day. 12 p.m. we'll solve some MCQs, and even if you have some queries, we will solve those. Okay, I will bring MCQ from any chapter, any unit, any chapter. So I will not tell you which chapter or which MCQ I am bringing in, so that it is surprise for you as well. Or you want me to tell you which MCQs are we solving? You want me to tell you? Yeah. Business law, business law. BCR you want, I can also take on BCR. I will bring mixed MCQs on all entire syllabus. क्या हुआ श्रद्धा? What is the problem? Okay, okay, okay. 12:30 तक class होता है. See, afterwards then what happens is 2 p.m. and then I think I don't have any other time left, Shraddha. I don't have any other time left. I can either take the class on 12 p.m. or else then what will I have to do is ये class मुझे आगे पीछे करना पड़ेगा 2 to 3 p.m. वाला. And I don't think that will be possible. Yes, I will also take on BCR. Okay, Shraddha, for how many days your classes are going to be till 12:30? Shraddha, at how many days, how many more days? Okay, other than Shraddha, I don't think anyone else has any problem, right? 12 p.m. is okay, fine by everyone. Daily, every day. Oh my God. So Shraddha, you are anyways following me from the very beginning, and you might have solved all these MCQs once or twice, I think. So you can, cover it up a bit later as well, or you can join us at 12:30. I'll think about it once more. I'll think about. Let us take a poll. I'll take a poll on channel if possible. Yeah, I'll take a poll on channel to confirm the timings because I am not left with any other timing as such. I just have time 12 p.m. Otherwise, okay, I'll just think about it. What is possible, and I'll let you know. Yeah, you can join me at 12. That is fabulous. Then there is no issue. Let us finalize the timing. So every day what we'll do is, see, every day what we'll do is, this will cover up, this will prepare you for the exams perfectly. Every day 12 p.m. on app. Now don't wait for me to give it in a schedule. Every day 12 p.m. app MCQs. Every day, every single day 12 p.m. app MCQs. Every day 2 p.m. YouTube. Sorry, I'll say RTP batch. So every day on YouTube RTP batch. Okay, 1 second. I should have written YouTube here. So let's keep this now for the rest of the month. Every day 2 p.m. YouTube will practice either RTP or MTP or past examination questions. Past examination questions. And every day at 4:30 p.m. We'll do this. What? Revision batch. At least for some, let us make this schedule for next, at least, what do you say, let us keep it till 10, at least for 10 days we'll try this, at least for 10 days we'll try this, and if students are happy with this, then we can extend it further. No, the batch itself will be for half an hour. This batch will be not more than 35 minutes. This batch will be for 35 minutes. We'll solve some of the MCQs and then we'll leave. Okay, this batch will be for 1 hour. This batch will be for maximum 2 hour, maximum 2 hours. Yeah. So is it okay for everyone? Does it work for everyone? Yeah. Okay. So with this, I'll conclude today's batch, and tomorrow we'll be starting with what? Unit 3. And now rest of the part is a bit simpler, so we'll finish it off a bit fast. Yeah. Okay, so thanks for joining in today, and tomorrow onwards be prepared, the classes are going to be extended a little bit. Okay, so be prepared for that. Thank you for joining in, and God bless you all. See you tomorrow at 12 p.m. for MCQ, 2 p.m. for RTP, 4:30 p.m. for revision. Okay, tomorrow MCQ will be on app. Rest of the classes 2 p.m. and 4:30 p.m. will be on YouTube. Okay, bye bye. Love you all. Yes, here is the moonwalk for you. Yeah. Thank you. God bless you all. Stay safe. पुष्पेंद्र बीसीआर हमने पूरा कंप्लीट कर लिया है. वी हैव ऑलरेडी डन एवरीथिंग इन बीसीआर. व्हाट इज लेफ्ट इज जस्ट, और आप मुझे बोल रहे थे प्रीसिस राइटिंग एंड रिज्यूम राइटिंग एंड लेटर राइटिंग एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स. सो दैट पार्ट वी कैन डू एनी टाइम ना. हम लोग आरटीपी वगैरह करते वक्त ही कर लेंगे. या उसके मैं थोड़े बहुत टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स बता दूंगा. उसमें और तो कुछ है नहीं. बाकी तो सारा क्लास हो रखा है ऑलरेडी. इट इज अपलोडेड ऑन यूट्यूब. Yes, Manisha, that is my intention, because MCQs will check your concepts. RTP and MTP will check whether you are able to answer it properly the way they want, they expect from you. And revision class will make sure that you know everything about a entire syllabus. So we are covering the entire subject perfectly. And afternoon time, just reserve your entire afternoon for law and BCR is what I expect. In between, you can go for other subjects as well. But I think let us try this for 10 days and let's see what how it works, whether it works or not. Yeah. Okay. Love you all. Take care. Be smart. Aparna, there is again, let me tell you, there is no concept of important questions, but whatever questions we are doing are all important. There is no concept of important questions, but whatever questions we are doing, all the RTP questions, MTP questions, past examination questions are all important questions. Yeah. Love you too, guys and girls. Thank you for joining in. And please be vocal if possible about the class. Let other students know that we have changed the timing. I can see half of the students were missing today in the class. So let's try to bring them back into the class. Okay. Thank you. God bless you all. Stay safe. Bye bye. Love you all.